Hello. Okay, I am going to try not to make this too long, but I wanted to share this. Um, Back in 2017, I went in for a hysterectomy. I was told at that time that I had a 7-pound tumor in my uterus. So I went in, had the hysterectomy done, left the hospital with a Foley catheter. So because they had, when they put the bag on my bladder, they had sliced the ureter away from my bladder. And so they had to call someone in to repair that, and they had to make sure that it didn't leak. So inevitably it did. And with that, I developed chronic kidney failure. December 2nd, I was rushed to the emergency room in Temecula Valley Hospital. I don't remember it. I was popping Norcos because the pain was so severe. Um, I was in kidney failure. Um, and I stayed in, based on the documents that I read, I was in chronic kidney failure. I was in ICU for 4 days at Temecula Valley Hospital. Then they transferred me to a room. Then they transferred me to the Murrieta Rehabilitation Center because they couldn't do surgery to repair me again because I had become too weak. So they transferred me with a Foley catheter and a nephroscopy bag. A nephroscopy bag is inserted into your kidney, so your kidney will drain into the bag versus into your system, because my system wasn't put back together again. So I lived like that. I was at the facility for months and months and months, going to various urologists. Nobody could figure out how to fix me. I went to one urologist who eventually tracked down the doctor who had performed the repair. That's how I got his name. And then after that, I was sent on an emergency visit to out to Riverside Hospital, where I came to the doctor who saved my life. And just amazing. And so in the meantime, however, when you have when you have neglect, like what happened to me, medical neglect or malpractice or whatever, you have a limited amount of time to sue the doctors involved. I knew this because I have been working as a paralegal since 2009, but I had been doing real estate and contract law, stuff like that, quiet title actions, things like that. So what I did was I put together the complaint so I could get it filed. I had it served with the help of some very kind people. And so it began. So at least I could get it started. I was talking to attorneys, and I was getting their help because I would tell them I'm in the hospital, but this is the case, and could you just kind of advise me on it? the next step that I did was I signed up for online college courses, and obviously I was given grants and various ways to pay for college, because I'm like laying in a hospital bed not knowing, I'm not making any money, but I wanted to learn. I needed to learn. So all the while I'm learning from these different doctors what was going on with my body and who could repair it if it could ever be repaired. It finally got repaired almost a year later, and I had, by that point in time, I was out of the facility and living with Parker and Zach on their couch. I wasn't supposed to be there. I wasn't on the lease. So I ended as soon as the landlord found out, I was kicked out. I didn't qualify. I couldn't pay for it. I didn't have any money. But fortunately, my parents stepped up. They helped me get into the room, rent a room. And so here I am, 2 bags on me. And well, I'd gone through the surgery, but I still had to wear the Foley catheter because I was still not draining properly. This went on for about a year or so. All the while I was studying to become a certified paralegal, but I wanted more. I wanted to know more. So I went on and I kept going and I kept going. I got my AA and I kept going. Meanwhile, I've got this case going in court. I'm dropping weight because I'm having issues with my throat, but I put my throat on hold because of I'm going to the doctors constantly. So, with my kidneys, I'm trying to keep myself alive with my kidneys. What's the point of going in for, cancer if your kidneys are in failure? And that's pain, so am I going on dialysis? Are you taking it? What's going to happen? I don't know. My bladder, I've got, I'm trying to get a job. I'm walking around with a bag hanging between my legs. It was horrible. It was a complete nightmare. And I never wanted to live through it again. Well, the case finally ended. I won against the doctor. And the doctor's name is Dr. Benjamin Thane Larson, Urology Center. And I got my judgment and I served him with the judgment. It's just him. It's not against the Urology Center. It's just him. And I never wanted to think about it again. Never. Well, he had plenty of time to pay me. He chose not to. I put in a writ of levy against his paycheck. So I would just get paid from his paycheck, 20% of his paycheck. That's all they levy of a urologist's paycheck. Wouldn't have been much. He probably wouldn't have even noticed that it was gone. And so, and I had won. It was my right. I had proven the case. I had a doctor's statement. And at the very last minute. They were outside the time that they had to file an appeal. It's been 240 days. It had been 240 days since they were originally served the default, since they were originally served notice that they had to pay. And 240 days. And they finally filed something 3 days before the money was due. And so I am now in the process of appealing the court's allowance for their request to restart the trial. And appeals are pain. They are a pain. And if I don't win this appeal, I'm going to have to relive everything all over again. And it's making me really angry. Really angry. Because I shouldn't have to be put through this again. I shouldn't have had to be put through this from the start. Because I am still, I'm at stage 4 renal failure, chronic renal failure because of this doctor. And their attorneys are blasting at me. Which I don't care about their attorneys. They can blast me all they want. I've been up against attorneys who are just meaner than mean. That doesn't bother me. Attorneys are just attorneys. No. It's the fact that this doctor who could have cost me my life is fighting me. When he admitted to another doctor that he's the one who did it. And do you know why he wouldn't help me? Do you know why he wouldn't provide aftercare for me? He didn't take my insurance. Is that a good one? Yeah. The price we pay. I just thought I would share that because I wanted to get his name out there. Dr. Benjamin Thane Larson. California. In Murrieta. But you know what? He hasn't taken me down yet. And his attorneys, they haven't taken me down yet. But I thought you, my friends, deserve to know and deserve to know the strength. Because if you are ever going through something and you don't think you're going to get through it, guess what? Fight on, man. Just fight on. No matter what. Please, don't ever give up. There's always room to fight. And if you ever need my help, I'm right here. Because I got fight in me. And sometimes it's hard to muster it up. But man, we can't let people get away with stuff. We just can't. It's not right. It's not fair. So, anyway, thought I would share that with you because I'm kind of mad about it today because I have to file some paperwork. So, anyway, more later because I'm going to be doing some fun stuff with my jewelry later. So, decided to share that this morning because I have to file this paperwork. All right? You have a good Sunday because God's working hard today. Thank you. Appreciate you listening.